Hey guys, welcome back to the Stack Deck here, and today we are going to be taking 3 structure decks and making a budget Charmer Familiar Possessed deck. So the idea is, if you can't afford to go out and buy like an actual competitive deck, buying 3 structure decks for $10 each, so for around $30 total, you'll be able to build your own budget deck that can compete. Not as good as a meta deck, but better than just one of these structure decks by themselves. And sometimes really good, depending on what cards the structure deck actually has. Now, the difference between this structure deck is it all has a special token, special mat, and a special, like, hollow Familiar Possessed card. So I will show one structure deck as is. I will then show what the other special things from the other decks are, and then from there we will actually build the budget deck. So let's go ahead and get started. I will go ahead and open this one. That one was the last video, if you want to go check that out. Let's see. Damn, this one is glued on tight. I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. It just kind of started pouring down out of nowhere. It's like crazy. Alright. Let's just put this back right here. Throw this over on the side. First off, we have the game mat. So, like everything, the game mat has the rules on one end. And then it has the, I guess, actual game mat on the other end. So here are the rules. The last one we got the sleeping one down at the bottom right, along with the sleeping token, which is, this is the last one right there. So that's pretty cool. This one, we have the girls playing, Area and Win. We have the petite up there in the top and that dude. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like the mat does kind of match the actual token you get. At least from the last 2. Because that sleeping one matched the sleeping mat. And that girls playing matched the girls playing on the token card. So that's pretty cool. And I know I've called them like girls or kids or whatever. The Charmers are a little bit different because it seems like they age with their stuff. So like if you have like the Chandler and Link cards, they look like adults, but when they're Charmer forms, they look like kids. So each one of these decks has a random token. So we got the girls playing token. We have a promotional Familiar Possessed Hita. This is one of the best looking art cards. I really like it. Alright, so we get a Awakening of the Possessed, Nefarious Archfiend. Awakening of the Possessed, Greater Inari Fire. Grand Spiritual Art, Ichirin. Spirit Charmers. Raigeki, very important. Possessed Partnerships. Alza the Earth Charmer. Area the Wind Charm, the Water Charmer. I wish they'd had Kaijus in this though. Hita the Fire Charmer. Adding Kaijus to the Charmer deck is amazing. You'd want to pick 2 or 3 actual elements to run. Throw Kaijus in there. Or if you really want to, you could throw, if you don't have a Kaiju, you could throw like a Lava Golem. If you think the 3,000 attack is going to win you the game. When the Wind Charmer, Nefarious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness, Gigabit, Inari Fire, Rainaru, Fairy Tale Sleeper, Fairy Tale Rella, Fairy Tale Luna, Witchcrafter Golem Aruru, Dark Doriado, Witch of the Black Forest, Effect Veiler, Danko Seika, Awakening of the Possessed, Secret Village of the Spellcasters, very important, Spellbook of Knowledge, Terraforming to get your village, Book of Eclipse, Twin Twisters, Dark Ruler No More, Unpossessed, very important, probably could end up with 3 of these, Spiritual Earth Chart Kuragani, Spiritual Water Art Aoi, Spiritual Fire Art Kurenai, Spiritual Wind Art Miyabi, Metaverse, Facebook attacks again, Dimensional Barrier. Solemn Warning, pretty good card right there. Familiar Possessed Azza, 1850, 1500 beater. This works with Unpossessed, so does the Fairy Tale Monsters. Area, Familiar Possessed Hita, and Familiar Possessed Win, probably my favorite one. We got the Duel Links card. We got the Legacy of Duelist Link Evolution card. We got the Phantom Rage card. This. I want to do more, but the only decks that they had were the Egyptian God card decks, which I do need to buy 3, but they raised the price, so I'm not going to buy 3 of them each right now. And they also had the Dark World deck, which I might buy eventually. I don't know. I also want to open up a bunch of Pokemon starting up, so that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so we got this one. Now we're going to go ahead. This is the Sleeping Token, and we got Area in that first pack. So we will go ahead and throw these up here, and we will just check out what the promo is for this and see if the mat actually does match the token. Damn, they glued these two together. They did not glue the first one very well then. Oh, we got another one of the sleeping girls. Or not sleeping, but playing around girls. See, if I can just open it up enough. Okay, yeah. Same mat that we just got. What happens, you know. Same token. But that does not mean that the actual promo card, like the special Familiar Possessed card, is not the same. Or is the same. So we're going to check that out real quick. And that'll give us our conclusion on... Oops. Oh, we got another area. Alright, that's alright. So we got 2 areas and a Hita. It is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, build the budget deck, and then go through the budget build. Alright, see you in a second. Alright, so we got everything kind of set up. So you can see those are the cards we have left, and this is going to be the budget deck that we have. So first off, we got a good amount of cards left. We have a Familiar Possessed Hita. I am running 2 Familiar Possessed areas just because those are the 2 promos we got. If you do not, like ideally you don't want to run 2 of these, you want to run a 3rd Azza. I have a 1 Win, 1 or 2 Azzas. So yeah, so you take out an area and you add a 3rd Azza if you want it to be more consistent. However, I'm using the hollows that I pulled, right? Now we got a Nefarious Archfiend, and then we're running 3 Lunas. Very good card. We got 2 Witchcrafter Golem Arus. We have 1 Gigabit, 1 Inari Fire. We have 1 Rainryu, and we have 2 Eater of Nefariousnesses, just because they are more easier to get out. 3 Effect Failures, because, you know, they're going to be very useful when it comes to a hand trap. We got a Regeki. We got a Terraforming. 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters, because when you're running like a Charmer-based deck, the new one is actually better, which is Grand Spiritual Art Eturian, and we're running 2 of those. Running 2 of Awakening of the Possessed. Then we got 3 Spirit Charmers as the actual kind of search card for the deck. And then we got 2 Possessed Partnerships. We actually got 2 Unpossessed. If there's any cards you want to take out, I would add a 3rd Unpossessed to this deck, just because it gives your monster 800 attack every time they attack, and it always summons back another card. So another Familiar Possessed or another Luna. Then we got 3 Dimensional Barriers, just to kind of stop any from meta decks from like getting too out of hand. And 3 Solemn Warnings. And that is basically just to shut down plays that could shut you down, because you don't really want that to happen. So those are that's the deck right there. It's pretty good. I like how they give you just about everything you need. Now, if you were going to buy more cards to add to the deck, I prefer more of an actual unpossessed beatdown instead of using all of these like creatures that they have. So like I don't use any of these in my deck. My actual unpossessed deck is just basically 2 or 3 copies of each of the unpossessed monsters with 3 unpossessed, and then I have the Chandlers and all of that stuff added in, which is the Link monsters that are above Familiar Possessed. And you got the 3 tokens. But that's the budget build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Let me know how you would have built this deck differently. And I will see you all next time. Deck out. Peace.